Hey guys, it's Lone aka User Vetements on Habbo, and tomorrow Habbo is dropping an absolutely massive update for the classic client. And honestly, this feels way bigger than any normal patch. This is part of Habbo's fixing the foundations push they had talked about a few weeks back, and according to the developers themselves, this patch includes major bug fixes, missing features parity between classic and beta client, highly requested improvements, and even unexpected game-changing features. They said there were somewhere between 100 and 200 total changes in this patch depending on how you count them, and after reading through everything, they were not exaggerating. This is a pretty big patch. This update touches on marketplace fixes, badges, profiles, inventories, tradings, room tools, chats, anti-scam systems, and honestly, almost every part of Habbo Classic. So today, I'm going to break down the biggest and most important changes you need to know before this update goes live tomorrow. I think we should start with the marketplace rework, since I think that one's pretty important. Habbo basically rebuilt major parts of the marketplace system. The first massive changes: you can now offer multiple items at once in Classic. That alone is going to save sellers so much time, and it gets even better. They completely redesigned the Your Offers page. No more glitches where your sold listings disappear and that kind of stuff. And there's even filters for open, sold, and expired listings. There will also be color coding for all of them. And finally, you can cancel all of your listings at once. That's something players have wanted forever. Habbo also added smarter pricing tools. When you list furniture on the marketplace, it shows average price, lowest price, and suggested price, with a button to instantly use it. And that's actually huge to new traders who struggle pricing items. It can also save you from market manipulation. Remove traveling salesman achievement restriction. I think they're referring to having sold a minimum of like 15 things on the marketplace. I can't remember what that restriction was for, but I remember you having to do that. Oh, I remember now. You couldn't list items on the marketplace at like 1,000 until you had sold 15 things. I remember now. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. I mean, overall, with the marketplace update, it seems like Habbo's trying to modernize trading without changing the core marketplace system that people already know. Up next, the badge rework. Habbo says, and last but not least, we have an incoming badge rework, which is also a foundational rework and needs some background. Badges have slowly started to lose their value due to the inflation of badges we're experiencing. Users expecting badges to be obtained easily, special badges not being easily recognizable anymore, which isn't fun for the users who achieved them, badges becoming more about being the number of badges possessed rather than the rarity of the badge. I kind of agree with that. All of that has the logical result that hard to earn badges, which need hard grinding, that would be main engagement drivers and less attractive to acquire. That is the opposite of what we want to achieve with badges. To solve this critical issue with the core Habbo feature, we are reworking badges by introducing badge rarities and in-game leaderboards. So it looks like they're introducing rarities, which looks like if you have a badge that only has one holder, like you're the only person with this badge, it's gold. 2 to 3 holders is a legendary badge, and that's going to get the ruby color. 3 to 5 holders, mythical badge, purple. 6 to 10 holders, epic badge, that'll be blue. And 11 to 50 holders is rare badge, green. And others is common. That's kind of crazy to think about, honestly, because I would consider anything less than 100 rare. I really do think they should kind of rework these numbers a little bit, at least to make it to where 50 to 100, it looks like this is what it'll look like on a user's profile. It looks like this is what it'll look like on a player's profile. And I can't help but notice that they've actually removed stars on people's profiles. I'm not gonna lie, I was never a big fan of stars. It just seemed like a pointless number system, like whoever had the highest number type of thing. There was better ways you could have spent your ducats instead of giving somebody stars, to be honest. Like even ducat Fernie is a better use in my opinion than stars, so I'm really glad they got rid of that. And it looks like they've replaced it with how many badges you have and the ranking number that you would be at for the unique badges you have. And it looks like this is what the top legendary leaderboard would look like on Habbo when that gets rolled out tomorrow. It'll be really interesting to see who's up there. You would already have an understanding of what the leaderboard would look like anyways if you went on like Habbo widgets and took a look at that leaderboard. Moving on to the camera and zoom, it looks like they're going to do some major bug fixes to the zoom in, zoom out camera jump causes, fixing chat bubble positioning when zooming, and improvements with avatar context menu locations while zooming. I don't really think a lot of people even use that zoom button. I've never really liked the way it looks, so I think it'll be interesting to see what that will look like tomorrow with the zoom features. It looks like we have a lot of chat updates and fixes here with chat history and chat style selectors disappearing. Just really common bugs that we've seen on Classic Client. Moving on to the floor plan editor changes. This one will be pretty significant for builders, I guess. Yeah, this is a lot of small minor stuff I don't even want to cover because they're such small fixes, to be honest. Like with the profiles and socials, interactions and rate limits, window systems. I think I'll just go over the important stuff. This one's really cool. I actually really enjoy this one. It looks like they're now going to add extra buttons into the catalog when you're trying on clothes. Like before you buy it, you know how it puts it on your avatar, but your avatar is always facing like the same direction. And sometimes, you know, it would be nice to see your character look different directions, to the right, to the side. What does it look like on you when you sit down on this item before you buy it? That kind of stuff. So that's really nice. It looks like the different actions that you'll be able to do is stand, walk, dance, sit, lay, and wave. Moving on to anti-scam, it looks like they're adding more precautions to the trading window when trading for potential scams. This one I think is really interesting. Name scam detection in trade. It looks like here we have a window that says potential name scan. This has been a scam in Habbo for years. Somebody copying the name of a owner, a game host that's giving out prizes, or you're collecting payments for like Lucky Step, that kind of thing. You won't be able to make the same mistake of accidentally trading somebody with a similar username when you're not paying attention. So this will come up and it'll save you your money. Moving on to photos. This one I'm really excited about. It says right here, they're removing the orange photo placeholder and they're replacing it with a normal photo, but with a blur. So I really am curious to see what that looks like because I've wanted that to come back to Habbo for a long time. I wasn't playing around the time when the camera was spitting out photos that you could put in your wall that actually showed the thumbnail of it on your wall before clicking it. So I'm really excited. It says photo with a blur. I'm curious to see how bad of a blur that would be on the thumbnail of the photo before clicking it. Because if it's adding a blur to it, honestly, I'm not really sure if photo art will be possible. Looks like it's also increasing the limit on items in a single photo. Errors too often in normal rooms, and they're increasing the rate limit on purchase photo to avoid the stuck buttons. Honestly, that's not even really a major problem a lot of people run into because not a lot of people spend 2,000 ducats in one go printing photos for the web. So yeah. If you watch my other videos on the photography achievement, I touch on that one a little bit there too. And miscellaneous changes. A new Easter egg somewhere in the classic client. That's kind of interesting to see what that Easter egg would be and how fast somebody will find it. 6-7. Is that seriously on my screen? I can't fucking believe they did that. Okay, moving on. This really is a mega quality of life patch, and I think a lot of users should be pretty excited for it. I obviously didn't go into the major details of what they're all changing. If you want to look at that yourself, you can look at that on the homepage. I just wanted to touch over the really big, important things I think you should look out for and the stuff that I'm excited for personally. I will probably make a video on it when this update comes out, depending on how crazy this all is, but we'll see. Another thing I wanted to touch on was this on the Habbo Reddit. Drop your expectation on Habbo. What kind of things would you like to change? And I thought this one was really good because I really do think that Habbo should look into listening to the community. And I do believe that they're trying to, especially with this mega quality of life update that's coming out tomorrow. This is amazing. This is a lot of the things that people have been asking for, but there are a lot of different things that I think will make the game a better place. This user here says that they need more advertising for the game, more people, more fun, more longevity. I 100% agree with this statement. I would hate to have Habbo be one of those games that gets shut down, especially with how big of a pioneer they were in this genre of game back in the day. But I mean, looking at the navigator, it's, you know, I mean, let's just expand this. It's actually decent today. It's a lot better than it usually is, but some days, man, this game looks super dead. It is a Saturday today, of course, when I'm filming, and this is what it looks like. I think advertising would be a great thing to focus on. This player says, I'm a player since 2003. Here's my list. Remove the tax on coin in purse to physical coins. 100% agree, but that is also how Habbo makes its money, unfortunately. I think that would be super great if they made this change. That would probably be one of the biggest changes that would make the player base really happy. It says, go back to the old style rare designs. I love both of them. There's people that have been playing this since 2003 that obviously appreciate the old rares for nostalgia, but there's a lot of people that really appreciate the new rares as well. Bring back Snowstorm and Battle Ball. They already did bring back Snowstorm. It looks like for like the holidays around winter time now. It was available for the longest time year round. Battle Ball, not sure if that one's gonna make a change. Not really sure if that one's gonna come back, but I know a lot of people would like that one too. It says bring back old stacking system from Flash. Yeah, I don't know about that one, bud. We have stack tiles now. I'm not sure if this guy's really played the game recently. Bring back old school rooms. That one would be pretty cool, honestly. I think, why not? I honestly think, why not? Putting all remaining Habbo sites collectively on one site. That one would be absolutely huge. I 100% agree that they should merge all of the hotels into .com. They've already done it with a few. That would be a pretty big change. I know Brazil is one of their biggest hotels, and if the entirety of the Brazil hotel came onto .com, that would be a pretty big change. That would be a lot of Spanish speakers, a lot of Portuguese speakers, but honestly, I love the diversity. I think they should bring it. More staff events. Yeah, I agree with that one. Abandon moderation on casino betting. Who cares? Every website has this in some form, and it molded the economy. I do agree with that. I honestly think a lot of people want gambling back, but I think they should do it in a smart way. I believe they only got rid of gambling because they came out with the Habbo app, and they had to have a kid-friendly rating to be on the App Store. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't think a lot of people are playing this on mobile, and if they are, it really sucks anyways. The mobile version, I personally have used it a few times before when I'm out, and it's not really an enjoyable experience. I really think they should just get rid of the app and focus on the website client. A user here says, I loved Origins. Bring back gambling, and we are all set because I just miss the people on there. I used to host games and join so many fun games too. Is gambling a thing on Origins? Like, is that allowed on Origins? Like, actually? I've been on Origins like 2 weeks ago just because I was curious to see what that's like on there. I've never seen it more dead. I honestly don't see myself ever playing that again. I went back just to check out the skills that they added. I like skilling in video games, so I thought I would go back to check it out, and it's not really something I would even stay for, just because there are barely any people playing. And if gambling actually is allowed on Origins, like, what's the point if there are barely any players on there to begin with? This user says, if someone's account is dead, I should be allowed. What the hell? Oh, that's actually how they typed it out. I thought I was having a stroke for a second. I should be allowed to rescue their pets until they come back online. It's heartbreaking going into rooms and the pets are abandoned and begging for help. That's kind of funny. I don't know if I agree with that one necessarily, taking somebody else's pets even though they never log back in. I do agree it's a little sad seeing pets in these rooms, but I think they should just stay there, you know? Just get your own pet, buy your own pet at that point. This user says, I just want all the fun items and features back. Some of the games you could play, tracks, Habbo wood, etc. I 100% agree. I love the tracks feature. I have been collecting a few of the tracks. They are getting increasingly harder to find and buy because there's not really much of them out there. I'm still trying to collect a full set. But I did stumble across a website where you could actually make your own Habbo wood movie, just like you could back in the days, and that's really cool. I think I found that link somewhere on Reddit if you really want to use that yourself and try it out. This user says more advertising. This user says to drop years old permabans. And this person says the marketplace is completely taken over by people botting, which ruins the game and creates an incredibly messed up in-game economy. The player base has gone way down and there's no advertising. I quit Habbo for Heartopia and I haven't looked back since. What the hell is Heartopia? Interesting. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people just want advertising. I think that would be a great thing. Honestly, if somehow my video could make it to the people that work at Habbo, that would be awesome. I think they definitely should listen to the community a lot more to make the game a better place. Anyways, I'm just gonna wrap up that video. I know I talked a lot. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I make Habbo content on this channel every once in a while, so if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.